What do you do when you start inheriting furniture? The scenario is typically that somebody's in their 50s and they start getting things because mom and dad have passed or they're downsizing, and it becomes quite a jungle. That's because you've got mom's side, you've got dad's side, but also because there's so many blended families, you might have things coming in from even more places than that. I will tell you the temptation is usually to say, I'll take it now, I'll deal with it later. This is not a good idea. I'll tell you why it can seem like a good idea, but why it's not. It can seem like a good idea because a lot of times time frames are very short. You have to make decisions quickly. It can seem like a good idea because you don't want to hurt anybody's feelings. And sometimes it's even not just hurting feelings, but it creates some really seriously bad family dynamics. But it's not a good idea because your home is still only as big as your home is. It can't accommodate all that. You have to live there. Your spouse may not be too thrilled with everything that's coming in. So now you may be damaging or doing some harm to your marriage. And to be honest, the decisions of what to keep, what to get rid of don't become easier. They only become harder. And now you have the physical labor of what you brought in, you have to take out. So what do you do about it? Well, first of all, recognize it ain't easy. There is no simple solution for this. But what you can do is you can work with a professional organizer. One of the advantages of doing that, by the way, is just like when you were little and sometimes you would blame things on mom that you didn't really want to do anyways, like, oh, my mom won't let me. You can actually blame your professional organizer, like, oh, they have said I can't bring in any more, it just doesn't fit. Make me the bad guy. That's okay. I have thick skin. I can do it. What else? Another thing you can do is you can be very real about the amount of space you have and what you can accommodate. So I'm going to use a dining room set as an example here. You can accommodate one dining room set in your house. Unless you're Bill Gates, that's pretty much true for everybody, one set. If you have one already and two are coming in, you have to decide between the three. You can get rid of what you have and accept one. You still have to say no to another. But you've set some guidelines. One dining room set is coming into this home. Maybe your concern is that, well, I do like that Danish Modern set that mom is giving me. It doesn't fit my home and my husband doesn't really like it. What do you do about that? Well, once again, this is where having a third party help or advise can be a smart idea. Whether it's your professional organizer, an interior decorator, a friend with good taste and design, there are ways to make something, let's say Danish Modern in this case, fit in a little bit better to your traditional decor. There are just things that you can do on that piece, around those pieces, and it really does help. Bottom line is here, it is really hard to say no. It is hard to be the bad guy. It's a whole lot harder if you don't do it from the get-go. So I really encourage you, don't bring in more than your household can accommodate. Save yourself the grief down the road.